Hello guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to the session and welcome to the Saturday Special NIELIT class. Yes, as you all know, in this NIELIT 2023 examination, there are 598 vacancies announced for you guys. Big opportunity for computer science as well as electronics students, right? And keeping that in mind, we have brought you the complete free crash course on the YouTube to cover up the aptitude as well as the technical part. And let me quickly remind you that aptitude is going to carry 65% of the weightage of the GATE examination. 35% of the weightage of GATE examination. 65% will be dedicated to technical. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yes, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, technical sessions. Every Saturday, the special aptitude session. All of these things happening on this particular channel at 7 p.m. Right, guys? So let us get moving ahead. Let us get started. Just a moment, guys. All right. Okay. So good evening. Very good evening. Sumita. Good evening. CS Vision, Rudra Pradap, Ananya. Okay. Quickly share the session to all your friends and this is a brief intro about me. This is your mentor and educator Rakesh. In case somebody new to my session, this is a brief intro. Secured All India rank 9th in the GATE examination, completed my masters from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and these are my major area of expertise, including control system, signal and system, digital electronics, EMT, and in the general domain I also deal with the maths and aptitude, as this is the aptitude session. Okay guys, so this is the BARC session and I see less interest in the students. Is it to guys quickly share the session to all your friends, to all those preparing for this particular examination? In just a second. Okay, good evening all. Chalo. So guys, tomorrow, that is 19th March at 12 p.m. you have a big opportunity. Yes guys, all those who are willing to write down the GATE 24 examination and you need to enroll to BYJU'S Exam Prep courses but need financial assistance, so here you have a chance. Write this exam, prove yourself, prove your caliber, and you can get up to 90% scholarship on all preparation program of BYJU'S Exam Prep. This test is tomorrow, Sunday 19th March at 12 p.m. You can register this on the BYJU'S Exam Prep app. Also guys, to guide you, to assist you in the GATE 2024 preparation, we have a free mega workshop by your favorite dashing Joshit Sir, and that is on this Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Yes, Joshit Sir is an alumni of IIT Roorkee and he has more than 4 years of teaching experience, and he is going to tell you five ultimate steps to secure AIR under 100 in the GATE 2024 examination. And this is all about NIELIT. Yeah, that's what the free NIELIT crash course is on the YouTube. You just have to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any session. Today is 18th March, the first session, and since it is Saturday, it is the aptitude session, and then every Monday, Wednesday, Friday there will be technical sessions like this coming Monday. Okay, like this coming Monday, that is 20th of March. Okay, there is going to be the programming classes by Satya Sir. Correct. Programming classes by Satya Sir. Right? Hello, good evening everyone. So guys, let's get started. And as this title of the class says, today we are going to talk about the percentage and the application based questions of the percentages. Right? So let's have a quick go through about the concepts and the question. Okay, in this particular session, the percentage, as you all know, it is percent per 100. How much is the quantity when you compare it out of 100? All right, so say for example, you secured 80 marks in one particular examination. Okay, so that is out of 100. You can even assume that there was a test of 60 marks, right? You secured 40. Okay, there can be a test of 80 marks, there can be a test of 500 marks, there can be a test of 200 marks. When I want to rationalize, I take the common denominator as 100. If suppose the same exam was out of 100, how will I score? How much will I score? So when you multiply this by how much? When you multiply this by a factor of 5 by 3, okay, so here also you multiply by 5 by 3, isn't it? When you multiply this by 5 by 3, you get 66.67, and that will be now out of 100, and this is what is known as the percentage, right? Which we directly calculate as 40 by 60 into 100. Now guys, since NIELIT, if we speak with respect to the NIELIT examination, that is what this class is all about. So in the NIELIT guys, we have 120 questions and 180 minutes. Okay, very less time per question. So you have to be really quick with the calculation part as well. And that is why not only I'm talking about the today's class question, but these are some values which will help you maybe in today's class question, maybe throughout aptitude section, maybe throughout technical section also, because percentage is one of the very common thing. Hello, Harsh Modi, right? So, some common percentages, not all, but some common percentages should be quickly remembered in the mind. Like everybody knows 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, okay, 1/6. I think these are automatically in the mind, but especially like 1/7, 1/8, 1/9, 1/11, they are useful for calculation. So if it is by default in the mind, it's going to speeden up your calculation. Okay, so that is why I presented you this slide, and now I come up with the first question on the screen, which says that 1/4 of 60% of a number is equal to 2/5 of 20% of another number. What is the respective ratio of the first number to that of the second number? What is the respective ratio of the first number to that of the second number? Clear? So 1/4 of 60% of a number. Very simple. Let's decode this language and write down the answer. Right? 1/4 of 60% of a number. Now, how do you calculate 60% of a number? How do you calculate 60% of any quantity? How do you calculate, guys? Now, this is very common calculation that is going to come in your path. That is going to come in your path, and that is, if I write down what is P percentage of a quantity Q. So P percentage of a quantity Q is P upon 100, right, into Q. That's what I told you. If you have to convert into percentage, you're multiplying by 100. If a percentage is given, you want the absolute value, to P upon, you have to divide by 100, P by 100 into Q. Okay, so that is what you have to apply here. 60% of a number, say that first number is X, is equal to 2/5 of 20% of another number Y. Okay, what is the ratio of first number to the second number? Can't we get it very easily from here? And these are exactly resembling the NIELIT level. These are exactly resembling the NIELIT level. Okay, just be assured about that. Okay, so 100 to cancel ho gaya clearly. So you have 60 divided by 4x, and that is equal to 40 divided by 5y. So what is the value of x by y? 44s are, that is 160 divided by 60 into 5, that is 300, cancelled by 28 by 15, or 8 is to 15. Correct answer is marked option number A. Right, correct answer Shiva, correct answer CS Vision. Right, let us move to the next question here on the screen. And the next question is, two students appeared at an examination. One of them secured 9 marks more than the other, and his marks were 56% of the sum of their marks. What is the marks obtained by them? Okay, two students appeared at an examination, and one of them secured 9 marks more than the other. Right, who is that one of them? Suppose the one of them is X. Okay, who is the other? Suppose the other guy is Y. Okay, other guy marks is Y. So one of them, X, secured 9 marks more than the other. 9 marks more than Y. Okay, and his marks were, his matlab kiski baat start kiya? X ki baat start kiya hai. Right. Okay, so X, his marks were 56% of the sum of their marks. 56% of the sum of their marks, that is 56% of X plus Y. Is that okay? All right. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Monu Kumar. Welcome to the session. So X is equal to Y plus 9, and X is equal to 56% of X plus Y. From there, you have to get the value of X and Y. So very easy. So X is 56%. So that means 56 by 100 of X plus Y. 56 by 100 of X plus Y. Let us simplify this. So we can write down 100X is equal to 56X. Okay. Let us focus on X. So what will Y? What will be Y? It will be X minus 9. Like that we can write now. So 100 times X is equal to 56 into 2X, that is 112X, minus 56 into 9 should be becoming 504, right? So keep solving. 12X is equal to 504. The value of X eventually will be equal to how much? 484, and then twice. So X is equal to the 42. So the value of X will be 42. So definitely what is going to be Y then? Y is how much? X minus 9, so that will be 33. Right, so the marks obtained by them is 42 and 33. That is clearly option number C. Clearly option number C. Right? Okay, dear. Moving ahead to the next question here. Okay. Shireen went to a bakery and bought items worth rupees 25, out of which 30 paise went on sales tax on the taxable purchases. If the tax rate was 6%, then what was the cost of tax-free item? What was the cost of tax-free items? The tax rate is given to you, tax rate 6%. What is the cost of tax-free item where Shireen has paid total rupees 25, out of his 30 paise went on sales tax on taxable purchases. On taxable purchases. So 30 paise is the only amount that has gone on the sales tax. Okay, that means if I write down this rupees 25 can be split into two parts, that is x plus y. Okay, now what is y? Let's say y is the taxable items. Okay, and this is tax free. This is tax free cost and this is taxable cost, not the items. Let's say that is the taxable cost. But we know that the tax rate is 6% and we know how much I have given the final amount as tax. That means 6% of y is given to you as 30 paisa. Right, 6%, 6 by 100 of y should be 0.3. 30 paisa is 0.3 rupees. Okay, so from here, guys, what should be the y? This becomes 3, 30 by 6, y is equal to 5. Okay, so y is equal to 5, very clearly. Now, if y is equal to 5, so what is going to be x? X plus y is 25, y 5 hai, so x is definitely rupees 20. X is definitely rupees 20. No, sorry. X plus taxable cost plus 30 paisa. Sorry, I've done a mistake here. Plus 30 paisa. Okay, tax-free cost, taxable cost, adding the tax, it is total is 25, out of which 30 paisa went on sales tax. Okay, but this is okay. 6% of y is 30 paisa, so y rupees 5 hai. So how much is x? X is rupees 19.7. 30 paisa or reduce ho jayega. X plus 5 plus 0.3 is 25. So x is 19.7, dear. X is 19.7. That is the option number B. Clear, everybody? That is the option number B. Yes, Chandan Kumar. Yes, Harsh Modi. The correct answer is option number B. 25 is including 30 paise. Okay, because out of 25, only 30 paise have gone to the sales tax. Satisfied, everybody? Satisfied. Let's move to the next question then. Okay, now next concept related to the percentage and very important is the concept of changes. So how do you define the absolute change in a quantity? Okay, that is, when I say change can be, final minus initial or initial minus final. That may be positive as well as negative. But when I say absolute change, so we have to disregard the sign. I mean, maybe the final value is greater or maybe the final value is lesser. Okay, accordingly, the quantity can be positive, negative, but I apply the modulus here. Okay, and that is what we consider as the absolute change. That is modulus of final value minus initial value. Great. Now, the relative change. Relative change means the value of the absolute change when compared with what? When compared with the actual initial value. Okay, as compared to what I have initially, how much is the change? Okay, that is known as relative change. Relative means comparing to something, and that comparison is with initial value. So of course, this is x upon y. That is the fraction form. If you want to convert it to percentage, you have to multiply by 100, and then we call it as the percentage change. Okay, so percentage change is modulus of final value minus initial value divided by modulus of initial value, and on to this also important questions are expected, right? Thank you Chandan Kumar, great to know that, right? Chalo. Okay, hope you also perform good in the NIELIT examination. Last year Ram's salary was 10,000 and Sham's salary was 8,000. Okay, this year Ram's salary is 12,000 and Sham's salary is 10,000. What is the number one question? Percentage increase in Ram's and Sham's salary. Then I will next tell you what is percentage point change. Next I will tell you what is percentage point change. Okay, the last year Ram's salary was rupees 10,000. Sham's salary was 8,000. This year Ram's salary is 12,000. Sham's salary is 10,000. इतना कर लेते हैं पहले, right? All right, great to know Lalitesh Gupta. Great, all the best. Congratulations for your ranks. Okay, so अब एक एक करके बात करते हैं. Let us first talk about this guy. Let us first talk about this guy who is known as Ram. Okay, Ram's salary was 10,000. Okay, and this year Ram's salary is 12,000. Okay, so from 10k to 12k. He has jumped from 10k to 12k. So what is the percentage change? Clearly it is a percentage increase, and that is known as modulus of 12,000 minus 10,000 divided by 10,000. See, it's of course positive. You need not apply the modulus. Okay, whenever it comes out to be negative there, you can apply. So it is definitely the final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100, and that is nothing but 2000 of 10,000 is 20%. तो ये राम की स्टोरी तो क्लियर हो गई, right? What about the Sham salary? Very simple question on percentage change. Okay, so this year, the last year Sham salary was 8,000 and now Sham salary is 10,000. Okay, so what is going to be the percentage increase? Okay, percentage increase 10,000 minus 8,000 upon 8,000 into 100. Okay, so this is also 2,000. Now see the difference. For both of them, the salary has increased by 2,000. Okay, but the denominator, the Ram's base is greater. 10,000 already he had, so his expectation was more. दोनों का 2,000 increase हुआ. Okay, but percentage increase is more in case of Sham. देखो, what is this? 2 upon 4. This is 25%. This is more in case of Sham because Sham ka salary less tha. So for him, 2,000 is a better increment as compared to Ram. Okay, and now I would like to mention what is percentage point change. Percentage point change in two percentage changes. That is again a comparison of two percentage changes, and that is the difference in the percentage change of Ram and Sham. Okay, that is difference in the percentage of Ram and Sham. Okay, so what is this percentage point change? That is known as 25% minus 20%. Difference of their, listen to me, note kar lena kahin. That is the difference of their individual percentage changes. Okay, and that is the quantity which will come up to be 5%. That is known as the percentage point change. That is known as percentage point change. Clear everybody? That is the percentage point change. Chalte hain next question ki taraf. Okay, so first was very basic, very simple. Second, you have to just learn one new thing, that is percentage point change. Now, age of Ravi is 20 years. Okay, if Sham's age is 25% greater than that of Ravi, then by how much percentage Ravi's age is less than the Sham's age? Then by how much percentage Ravi's age is less than the Sham's age? Okay, age of Ravi 20 years है सर, ठीक है? Age of Ravi 20 years है, चलो ये ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Now I'll tell you a very simple technique also for such questions. Okay, Sham's age is 25% greater than Ravi. Okay, first the basic method. Ravi's age is 20. Let us talk about Sham's. What is Sham's age? 25% greater than that of Ravi. So 20 plus 25% of 20. Now what is 25% of 20, dear? What is 25% of 20? That is like 1/5 and that is equal to 5. So ये हो जाएगा total 25. 20 plus 5, that is 25. Clear? So the Sham's age is 25. Now question is not Sham's age. Question is by how much percentage is Ravi's age less than Sham's age? Less than Sham's age. Okay, so Ravi's age less than, इसको language को समझो. Less than Sham's age means I want to compare the difference now with respect to Sham's age. With respect to Sham's age. तो पहले less कितना है? Sham is at 25, Ravi is at 20. That is the actual difference. Okay. But I want the percentage comparison, relative comparison in terms of percentage. So less than what? Less than Sham's age. तो denominator में Sham का age आएगा. That is 25 into 100. Okay. So that is equal to 5 upon 25. That is 1/5 and that is 20%. The final answer is 20. Clear everybody? The final answer is known as 20. Okay. Now, what is the shortcut of handling this question? What is the shortcut of handling this question? See everybody. Okay. For this shortcut, we even don't need the age of Ravi. Yes. So there are two persons given, Ravi and Sham. And it is clearly mentioned, Sham's age is 25% greater than Ravi. Matlab, if I go from Ravi to Sham, there is an increment of 25%. Right? If I go from Ravi to Sham, there is an increment of 25%. So when I go from Sham to Ravi, of course, when I go reverse, there will be a decrement. Logical. If I go from reverse, Sham to Ravi, it will be a decrement. By how much percentage? Right? By how much percentage? Okay. Just 1 second, guys. हाँ जी, sorry dear. चलो, हाँ. So when I go back to Ravina, so there is going to be a decrement. But how much is that decrement? How much is that decrement? So very simply, I will show you these charts. Okay, not necessary to remember in terms of fraction, but at least in terms of percentage, this can be a good shortcut for handling this question. So this is what is the chart also telling you. If I go from A to B, there is an increment of some percentage, suppose P percentage. So when you come reverse, there is going to be a decrement. How much? P upon 100 plus P into 100. P upon 100 plus P. अगर यहाँ ऊपर plus P है तो here also will write down plus P. Similarly, if you go from A to B and suppose there is a decrement. If you go from A to B and suppose there is a decrement. How much decrement? Suppose there is a decrement of P percentage. So when you come reverse B to A, there will be an increment. Okay, there will be an increment. How much? When you come from B to A, there will be an increment of P upon 100 minus P. कितना होगा? P upon 100 minus P into 100 percentage. So if it is minus P on the top, write down minus P here. If it is plus P on the first line, write down 100 upon P upon 100 plus P here. Okay, so now let us quickly just try to apply this concept here. So how much should this be equal to P? What is P? 25 upon 100 plus P. ऊपर plus P है, so here also plus P into 100 percentage, and this is in the form of minus. Okay, so 25 upon 125 cancelled as 1/5. So eventually minus 20 percentage. Minus is reflecting what? Minus means decrease, and decrease. That is what I want, na? How much Ravi's age is less than, decrease matlab less than that of Sham's age. Okay, so you can just solve it by one single line and complete this problem in 10 seconds. You can complete the calculations in 10 seconds, right? Okay, chalo, let's explore one more then. A's income is 20% more than B's income. Okay, then by what percent B's income is less than A's income? Okay, again, A's income is 20% more than B ना, B से ज़्यादा है तो पहले B को रख लेते हैं, and very simply when I go from B to A, there is an increment of 20%. There is an increment of 20%. Right? When I go from B to A, there is an increment of 20%. Okay, B to A 20%. A's income is 20% more. So when I come reverse, there will be a decrement of how much? 20 upon, how much? It is going to be 20 upon 100 plus 20. Top plus 20, so here also plus 20 into 100 percentage. So that is 20 by 120. That is minus of 1 by 6 into 100. And 1/6 is 16.67 percentage. So answer is minus 16.67 percentage. Answer will be 16.67. Minus is representing the type of change. Type of change is decreased. Less पूछा है ना? Okay. Right. That is minus 16.67 percentage. This one is minus 16.67 percentage. Cool. Let us go to the next question now. Okay. Aryan gives 20% to his family, 10% of the remaining to a hospital, again 5% of the remaining to PM's relief fund. Okay. Then he has only rupees 6840 with him. What was the initial sum of money with him? This is what is the question coming up from the concept of successive change. This is the question that is turning up from the concept of successive change. Important hai? Okay, Aryan gives 20% to his family. Okay, 10% of remaining. What is the important word here is remaining. Okay, not 10% of total. Similarly, 5% of remaining to PMRF. Then he has rupees 6840 with him. What was the initial sum of money with him? Okay, what was the initial sum of money with him? So, dekh lete hai na. Let us say the initial sum of money with him is suppose X. Let us say the initial sum of money with him is suppose X. Okay, so if I start with the X, I can tell you that 20% first or total hai, he gives 20% to family. So you have to reduce 20%. If you reduce 20%, so how much is left? 80%. So dear, what is 80%? 0.8x. Okay, minus 20% means minus 0.2x. Okay, 20% is 0.2 of x. Right, ऐसे ही तो लिखेंगे 20 by 100 of x. Clear है ना? चलो. Now that is what 10% of remaining. So you have to make it as a successive graph. Okay. How much? Minus 10% of this goes to hospital. Now dear, 10% is 10 by 100 as a fraction. That is 0.1. Okay, that is 0.1. But 0.1 not of the total. 0.1 of 0.8x. So this is 0.08. This is 0.08. So how much is left? 8.8 minus 0.08 should be 0.72x. Should be 0.72x. 0.72x. Okay. Then 5% of remaining again to PMRF. So now you have to reduce 5% and send it to PMRF. Send it to what? Send it to PMRF. Okay. Right. Now 5% is once again 0.05. 0.05 of 0.72x. 0.72x. Right. So this should be how much? देखो, this should be 0.72x. यहाँ solve कर लेते हैं अलग से. Not here. 0.72x, but minus 5% of this, right? So what is going to be 5% of this? I think 0.072 and then 0.036. That is what you have to subtract, right? So how much I am going to get if I subtract? This becomes 4. Without calculator ही चलना है यहाँ पे आप बिल्कुल, ठीक है? And then this is 71 minus 3, 68. Okay, so how much is left with? I am now left with eventually 0.684x and simple, that is rupees 6840. Okay. Now he has rupees 6840 with him. So I can tell you that 0.684 times x is equal to 6840. So what is the value of x? That is rupees 1, 2, 3 from here. Okay. How many zeros will be cancelled? How many zeros? Dekho, this is 6840 divided by 0.684. Okay. Right. 3. Okay, if you bring it 684, you have to add 3 zeros here, right? And then it is going to become rupees, how much? 10,000. Then it becomes rupees 10,000. Then it becomes rupees 10,000. 1 zero from here and 3 because of this. 10 power 4 is the answer. So he has rupees 10,000 with him initially. Okay, initial sum of money with him is X. Now this was successive change. Okay, every time, a specific percentage was getting reduced. Okay, you had the initial sum of money. Okay, that got reduced. Okay, by some minus P1 percentage. Okay, then you get the next amount. You again reduced it by minus P percentage, minus P2 percentage of the previous. Okay, and then you get the next amount, and like this you started calculating. Okay, like that you started calculating, right? So dear, suppose if every time P percentage is getting reduced, if every time, suppose it was P percentage getting reduced, every time P percentage getting reduced, then what should be the answer? If every time the percentage was same, then what should be the final amount? Then the final value is nothing but initial value is multiplied by 1 minus P by 100 raised to the power n. If I assume every time P percent is reduced for n times. For how much? N times. So final is equal to initial into 1 minus P by 100 ki power n. Final is equal to initial into 1 minus P by 100 raised to the power n. Clear? 1 minus P by 100 is raised to the power n. That is what is the final calculation. Okay, and if every time P percentage is increased, now we are coming close to next application of percentage. If every time P percentage is increased, right, for n times, right, correct. Gokul, I think I will be mentioning marks. Gokul. Now see, if you want to understand this, suppose initially I had 100 rupees, okay, उसमें से 10% मैंने reduce किया, I get 90 rupees. I reduce 10% again, so I am left with 91 minus 9, 81. If I reduce 10% again, okay, so 8.1, so reduce 8.1 here, so it is 72.9, correct? It is 72.9. Okay, so if 3 times I reduce, I got 72.9. So what I can directly do? Final is equal to initial, that is 100 into 1 minus p by 100 raised to the power 3. Okay. That is what is the final answer you'll be able to calculate. Calculate this also will be 72.9. So that is what, if every time a common percentage is getting reduced, you can directly write initial into 1 minus p by 100 raised to the power n times. And if every time p percentage is increased, then the final value should be equal to what? Only thing is that minus की जगह plus increment होता जाएगा 1 plus p by 100 raised to the power n. And this is what is actually related to the concept of compound interest. What? Related to the concept of compound interest. Okay, so let's have a look into that as well. Yeah, first let me introduce compound interest and then let us come to the simple interest as well. Okay, so amount at the end of 1 year. Okay, in the case of compound interest. Okay, so now let's say you have a sum of money. Okay, that is known as P. P is the principal and you are charging compound interest at R% per annum. So how much is the interest for 1 year? पहले ये सोचिए. How much is the interest for 1 year? Interest is how much? This is R percentage of P. P is the sum you have borrowed. R is the rate of interest. So R% of P is R by 100 of P. That is the interest for only 1 year. Okay, so what is the amount accumulated after 1 year? Initial principal plus the interest. Okay, now if every time I charge the same rate of interest as I have just explained you, okay, so see, what is this compound interest phenomena? The amount that is obtained at the end of first year is going to become the principal for the next year, right? So what should be amount at the end of second year? Like at the end of first year, it was P into 1 plus R by 100. At the end of second year, it should be P1. Let's not write it as P dash. Let's write it as P1 actually, right? So it should be P1 into same factor 1 plus R by 100. Okay, it is nothing but P1 plus again R% of P1. Because every time the rate of interest will be charged on the previous amount accumulated to R% of P1. Okay, R% of P1. Yeah, let me make it even more simple. Let's use simple languages now and let me actually call it as A1, amount at the end of first year. Okay, amount at the end of first year. So this is nothing but A1 plus R percentage of A1. A1 plus R percentage of A1. Okay, so when you substitute the value of A1, you have again 1 plus R by 100 factor. So total 1 plus R by 100 ka whole square. So this is the same thing I'm explaining in successive change. Okay, so similarly guys, proceeding in the similar way, amount at the end of T years is P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to the power T. Okay, this is the formula for amount accumulated. So what is the final interest? Total amount paid back minus the principal. Total amount paid back minus the principal. Okay, so if you have a look into this formula and the type of concept that we were discussing, if every time P percentage is increased for n times, then final is initial into 1 plus P by 100 power n. Okay, same thing is just applied there in the case of compound interest. Okay, we'll take up questions on this and let me turn back to the simple interest. Okay, again P is the principal, R is the rate of interest, T is the time period. So what is the simple interest? Simple interest is simple because interest for every year is fixed. Interest for every year is fixed. And what is that interest for every year? It is R percentage of the initial principal. Okay. R% of it is not successive change. Every time R% of the base value, that is the principal, initial principal, right? Okay, so interest for 1 year, R by 100 into P. Interest for 2 years, double of this. Interest for 3 years, 3 times. So interest for T years, PR by 100 whole multiplied by T. Okay, so that is a simple formula for your very simple interest. So what will be the amount? Amount is principal borrowed plus the interest accumulated. So P plus PRT by 100. Okay. So this is the simple concept of the simple interest. Okay, this is the simple concept of simple interest. Important points to notice with respect to simple interest and compound interest. Have a look into the simple interest calculation. So as I have just mentioned, simple interest is PRT is divided by 100. So So dear, what is the amount after first year? देखो, initially you have the principal P, then you have the amount after first year. What is the amount after first year? P plus PR by 100. What is the amount after second year? P plus PR by 100 into 2. P plus PRT by 100. Okay. Similarly, amount at the end of third year, it is P plus PR by 100 multiplied by 3. Okay, so what I can tell you is, let's say PR by 100 is equal to X. Let us say that is equal to X. Now look into the pattern. First year you have P. Okay, second year you have, initially P. First year P plus X. Next year P plus 2X. Next year P plus 3X. And etc, etc, etc. Okay, so amount that is accumulated here is following a pattern that is nothing other than the arithmetic progression. What is this series? It is just forming a arithmetic progression series, correct? With the initial value P, and every time a common difference is getting added. So this is a arithmetic progression with the common difference is equal to X. X means the interest for 1 year. Every time 1 year interest is just added, because every time the interest is fixed. That is R% of P. So that is why it follows what? It follows arithmetic progression. Important to note this pattern. Okay. So simple interest will be following a AP pattern. The amount will be following a AP pattern. But agar compound interest pe वापस आ जाए तो, in the case of compound interest, right? So initially what you have is P, right? Then what you have is P into 1 plus R by 100. Okay, after second year, it will be 1 plus R by 100 ka square. After third year, it will be 1 plus R by 100 ka whole cube. Okay, so similarly, now let us say 1 plus R by 100 here is known as some factor Y, right? So ye hua P. This is known as PY. This is known as PY square. This is known as PY cube, and etc, etc, etc. So what is the pattern coming up here, dear? What is the pattern that is being followed by the amounts in the case of what? In the case of compound interest. Tell me, kitna ho gaya? So this is following a geometric progression. Every time a common number, a common ratio is getting multiplied. Okay, so there is a GP with initial term P, and every time a common ratio, usually we call that common ratio R, which is equal to Y here. Okay, so every time a common ratio that is equivalent to Y is getting multiplied. So remember guys, amount in the case of simple interest will always follow AP. Amount in the case of compound interest will follow a GP. Okay, then in the case of compound interest, abhi maine bola na, R is the rate of percent. Okay, R is the rate of interest. वहीं पे लिख देते. Here only I mentioned. What is R? R is the rate of interest right now per annum. But rate of interest, okay, maybe per annum, maybe per half year, or the interest in the case of compound interest may be compounded annually, maybe compounded half yearly. All those concepts also we should go through. Okay, first let us take a simple question here. Anand invested rupees 8,000 as a fixed deposit scheme for 2 years. At compound interest rate 5% per annum. At compound interest with rate of 5% per annum. How much amount will Anand get on maturity of the FD? How much amount will Anand get on maturity of the FD, on the fixed deposit? Tell me. How much amount will Anand get on the maturity of the fixed deposit? Tell me dear. Fixed deposit की maturity पे कितना मिलेगा? Right? Yeah, microwave slightly you have to go through. Okay, Karan. Chalo, so very simple question. Huh? Okay, just 2 years ka rate hai. So this what you have to calculate here is amount at the end of 2 years, which is principal 8,000, 1 plus R, that is 1 plus 5 by 100, R by 100 raised to the power 2, 8,000 into 1.05 whole square. Okay, into 1.05 whole square. Okay, so okay guys, you have to complete the calculations by yourself, but right now let me say the answer. Let us not spend the time here learning calculation. At least that you can complete yourself. Answer turning out to be rupees 8820. Correct? Okay, that is option number C. 8820, option number C. Okay, correct. Chandan, Harsh, Karan Gupta, Ravi. Correct answer, all of you. All right. Chalo, let's move ahead. Correct. Surya, so you have appeared for GATE 23 also? Chalo. Now guys, 10,000. चलो पहले एक दूसरे क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं. We'll come back to this. Let us conquer a simple interest question also parallelly. Yeah. Have a look into this question. Have a look into this question. Right. No, Chandan Kumar. The rate of simple interest on the sum of money is 6% per annum for the first 3 years. Okay, this is simple interest. Okay. 6% per annum for the first 3 years, 8% per annum for the next 5 years, and 10% per annum for the period beyond 8 years. The simple interest accrued by a sum of the sum for a total of 10 years is rupees 1560. What is the sum? Okay, for a period of 10 years, the total simple interest is 1560. Okay. So 6% for the first 3 years, 8% for the next 5 years, 10% for the period beyond 8 years. Right. So ये जो 10 years का period given है, you have to break it into the first 3 years, then the next 5 years, and then remaining 2 years. Because for the first 3 years, the rate of interest is 6%, then it increases to 8%, and then it is 10% beyond this period. Okay. So the simple calculation is 6%. Okay, that is 6 by 100 of the principal. Okay, for how many years? For 3 years. Let us directly write down the formula. Na? P into rate of interest 6 into 3 years divided by 100. Formula is nothing. PRT by 100. Okay, but for the first 3 years, this is the rate of interest. For the next 5 years, same principal P. Okay, but rate of interest will be 8. Duration is 5 years divided by 100. And next is P with 10% rate of interest into 2 years divided by 100. This is total given as 1560. What is the value of the sum? What is the value of the sum? ये देखना पड़ेगा आपको. Okay, so let us calculate this. How much it turns out to be? 18 plus 8 5s are 40 plus 20 divided by 100 into P is equal to 1560. Okay, so 60 and 78, right? So इसको हम simplify कर लेते हैं. 78 by 100 P is 1560. So how much should be the P? This is cancelled as twice and then 0, 20, 2000. P is equal to rupees 2000. The sum borrow was 2000. Option number C. Correct? Eh? Yes. Chandan Kumar, Karan Gupta, Harsh Modi, correct. So correct answer here is 2000. A decent question, nominal, from the simple interest case. Okay. Now dear, we have seen a direct simple interest calculation, a direct compound interest calculation. Okay, let me turn back to this question now. Okay, what is the difference between simple and compound interest compounded annually on a certain sum of money for 2 years at 4% per annum? At 4% per annum. That is rupee 1. What is the value of the sum? Now देखो, difference between simple interest and compound interest for 2 years. This is a very regular type of question. Okay, not necessarily in NIELIT, but in general competitive exam. Okay, so अगर मैं 2 years की बात करूं, okay, अगर मैं 2 years की बात करूं, let us talk about simple interest. What is the amount at the end of 2 years? Okay, it is P plus PR into 2 divided by 100. So simply P plus 2 PR by 100. Okay, that is what we have. In the case of compound interest, the amount at the end of second year is given by the formula P into 1 plus R by 100 ka whole square. So that is given by P, okay, A square plus B square plus 2AB, so plus 2R by 100. Okay. And here also, let us take out the P common. So if I take the P common, it is 1 plus 2R by 100. So when you are going to subtract them, here, when you are going to subtract them, okay, how much you are going to obtain? 1 and 1 will cancel, 2R by 100 will get cancelled. Subtract kar denge, right? Okay, subtract कर देंगे तो what I am getting is P R square by 100 square, or simply I can say that P into R by 100 ka whole square. Now, why I have derived this? Because as I told you that definitely the difference between simple interest and compound interest for a period of 2 years is a very repeated type of question in the examination, right? Okay, Chandra, CS and EC can write through. Okay, chalo. So let us go back to the question. Okay, so what does this question says? Let's say the sum is equal to P, right? Okay, what is the rate of interest? 4% per annum. So R by 100 ka whole square is equal to rupee 1. So what is the value of the P? This is 25. 25 ka square right side pe jayega, that is 625. So the principal is rupees 625, option number A. The principal is 625, option number A. It is 625. That is the option number A. All right. Chalo, cool hai. Moving ahead to the next question. Yes, Chandan Kumar, correct. Now, let us come to this question. Yes. Now, this is, okay, annually to humne solve kiya. Let us learn the concept of half yearly and annually here with this question. Rupees 10,000 is invested at 10% per annum. Find the amount after 3 years if the conversion period is annually. Matlab, if the interest is calculated annually or half yearly or quarterly. Okay. If I want, I can give you a general formula for this, but then that becomes a formula based approach. Let us summarize this. Okay, by a concept. First one is easy for all. If it is compounded out annually, that is the direct formula of compound interest you can apply, right? Amount is to be calculated after 3 years. Okay, so it is P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to the power 3. R is the rate of interest, which is 10% per annum. Okay, so rate of interest is 10% per annum for the entire year. And how much is the principal? 10,000 here. 1 plus R by 100. R kitna likha? 10. Divide by 100 power 3. So this is rupees 10,000 into 1.1 power 3 turns out to be rupees how much? 1331 is the 11 cube. So 13310. Okay. So find the amount after 3 years is rupees 13,310. That is the first answer, everybody, and that is understood to everybody. Okay, 13,310. 13,310. Okay, yeah, if interest is asked, then it is 3310, Chandan. Right now, they have asked the amount only, so I will stop at rupees 13,310. But what is this concept, the half yearly concept? Understand this. Okay. If the conversion period is half yearly, that means interest is calculated at the end of every half year. Okay, interest is calculated at the end of every half years. I will explain you the general formula with a concept, not with the, memorizing the formula. Amount at the end of T years. Let me generalize this. Amount at the end of T years. Generally, what is the formula? P into 1 plus R by 100. 1 plus rate of interest. Now, dear, what is the rate of interest? R%. But that is per annum, na? And I am calculating interest after half year only. So it will be unfair if I charge you 10% now. 10% is for entire year. 10% is for entire year. So for the half year, it should be how much? It should be 5%. For the half year, it should be R by 2. So rate of interest divide by 100. Now power T, because I calculated interest T times. But here interest is calculated after every half year. So after 1 year, how many times calculation you have done? You have done 2 calculations at every half year. After 2 years, 4 calculations done, na? 2 plus 2, right? In 3 years, 6 half years. So similarly, in T years, how many half years will be there? In the T years, there will be 2 T half years. Okay, so you can note down this general formula first of all. Okay, and now let us start solving the question here. Amount at the end of 3 years is principal, which is 10,000. 1 plus R by 2. The rate of interest was 10. So R by 2 will be 5, right? Logically, you also can calculate. After 3 years, how many half years are completed? 6 half years are completed. How many half years are completed, sir? 6 half years are completed. Okay, so it is rupees 10,000, 1.05 raised to the power 6. I know this calculation without calculator is a big task, but I have taken this question, okay, so that you apply the correct concept here. So 13,409. Rupees 13,409. 13,409. Correct? So don't worry about the calculation part. At least see whether you have understood the concept of half yearly compounding. And if you have understood the half yearly compounding, then definitely you can solve. Definitely you can solve the quarterly compounding as well. If it is compounded quarterly. So let me write down the general formula again. Amount at the end of t years is P, 1 plus how much? R is the rate of interest per annum. Like 10 is the rate of interest for entire year. So for a quarter of a year, quarter kitna hota hai? 1/4. Quarter is 1/4. So 1/4 means 2.5. Now the rate of interest should be 2.5. In general, the rate of interest will be R by 4. Okay. What is the rate of interest per quarter? R by 4. So rate of interest divided by 100. Raised to the how many times you have calculated the interest. So in 1 year, 4 quarters are there. Na? Okay. 1 year, 4 quarters are there. Right. Quarter ka matlab hi hota hai 1/4. So in 1 year, 4 quarters. In 2 years, 8 quarters. 3 years, 12. So in t years, t multiplied by 4. T multiplied by 4, that is known as 4t. T multiplied by 4, that is 4t. So what should be the answer for this question? Amount at the end of 3 years, 10,000. 1 plus rate of interest will become 2.5. And conversion cycles will be 4 3s are 12. 12 conversion cycles. Okay, 12 times you might have calculated the interest. So it is 10,000, 1.025. Correct. Raised to the power 12. Okay, and this question was to explain you this conversion period concept. Don't worry about the calculation, that we have to take it anyways here from the calculator only. $13,448.9. Check your answers. Correct? And here, if you have understood this now, if you have understood this concept, so definitely you should be able to solve up one question. Okay. Fourth part of the previous question. What if I calculate the interest after every month? If the interest is compounded monthly, if the interest is compounded monthly, if the interest is compounded monthly, clear? That is one more case that you have to deal with. I hope you have understood the previous cases. So this also 100% you can solve by your own. Okay. Let us go to the next question. This is done. This was also done. Okay. Yeah. So next, one more application related with the percentages is, okay. No. See, if similar conceptual question comes in NIELIT, okay, so the data will be of the form so that you can handle it manually. Don't worry. Okay. The data will be, at least they can ask up to half year and keep a simple number so that you're able to solve. So don't worry regarding to it. Okay, or maybe number of years are less. So something they will manage. Don't worry, they will never ever waste your time in calculation. 99% of the question, at least, and then I can say you, because I've seen the previous papers also. Now the next example that I'm taking is the partnership. Okay, Adrian starts a startup with a capital of rupees 85,000. Brian joins in the startup with the 42,500 capital, but after some time. Okay, for how much period does Brian join if the profits at the end of the year are divided in the ratio of 3:1? Okay, so guys, in the case of partnership, profit depends on what? Very logically, the more you invest, the more you get returns. Simple, na? The more you invest, okay, the more you put into the company, more returns you will be getting. Okay, so profit is number one, proportional to what? Proportional to the capital. And second, not only capital, okay, right? Suppose you and I both invest 1 lakh in a company, but I have invested now and you invest after 6 or 7 months. So what is the interest accumulated after 1 year? It cannot be same because my capital of 1 lakh was invested for more amount of time. If same amount I had invested in bank or some other investing schemes, I would have got some return. Na? So I have invested it here. You have invested late. So you should get late returns. You should get less returns. So profit is also proportional to the time period. Okay, कितने time period के लिए आपका investment है? Okay, so in and all, I can say that profit is proportional to capital multiplied by time. Okay, or I can say that the ratio of profits can be calculated as C1T1 divided by C2T2. C1T1 is divided by what? Divided by the C2T2. Correct? Hai? C1T1 upon C2T2, that is the P1 upon P2. Now let's move ahead. Now let us move ahead. Okay, so what is this? Well, the P1 by P2 is given to you. That is 3 by 1, and that should be C1T1 divided by C2T2. What is the capital of Adrian? 85,000. And he started. Okay, so we are calculating the interest at the end of the year. Profit, sorry, at the end of the year. Profit at the end of the year. So at the end of the year, how many months? 12 months. Divided by the capital of Adrian, that is clearly mentioned, 42,500. But when he joined is not mentioned. That is the question. For how much period, okay, does the Brian join? Let's say it is the T months. Okay, so that is 3:1. So 3 upon 1. Now this is cancelled. 85 is twice of 42.5. So this is 2 into 12 by T. So solving from here, T is equal to 24 by 3. That is 8 months. So Brian has joined for the period of 8 months. Brian has joined for the period of 8 months. For the period of 8 months. Clear, everybody? For the period of 8 months. D is the correct answer. Okay, sir. D is the correct answer. Chalo, one more. A and B invested in the business in the ratio 3:2. Okay. So ratio of investment, ratio of capital is given. If 5% of the total profit goes to charity and A's share is 855, then what is the total profit? What is the total profit? Acha, there is nothing mentioned about the time period of investment, and if nothing is mentioned, by default we will take it as same. They have invested for the same time duration. Okay, they have invested for same time duration. So here the ratio of profit should be only the ratio of capital because nothing is mentioned. So they have both started the business at the same time. That is what I can say. They invested in the business at the same time. Nothing mentioned, so by default condition pe jayenge. Okay, so what is the ratio of the capital? 3:2. Okay, so P1 by P2 is 3:2. What is the total profit? That is what I want. Okay, what is the total profit? And if A's share is 855, but 5% of the total profit, that goes to charity and remaining will be divided between them. Okay, remaining will be divided between them. Remaining will be divided. Okay, ab remaining, dekho, 5% of the profit. Okay, let's say total profit is P. Okay, so 5%, that is 0.05p. Okay, 5%, 0.P goes to charity. Okay, remaining, how much is remaining? 0.95p. That will be divided. That will be divided between these two fellows, that is the A and B. Okay, A and B. Okay, now let us talk about A. How it will be divided? Now P1 by P2 is 3/2. Okay, so how much is the fraction of A? 3 and 2. So 3 upon 3 plus 2. How do you convert a ratio into fraction? Okay, 3 is the part of A, 2 is the part of B. So total part is 5. Out of the total part, A's part is equal to 3. Right, so 3 upon 3 plus 2. Okay, of the total profit to be distributed. How much is the total profit to be distributed? 0.95p because 5% to gaya. Okay, no one can claim that 5%, and this is equal to rupees 855. This is equal to rupees 855. Okay, you have to solve up the value for P from here. You have to solve up the value of P from here. Okay, from here. Okay, how much it should be? So if I assume to be 950, देखो ये यहाँ पे solve हो जाएगा 3/5, and when you take it to be 95, you can cancel with 855. हो जाएगा without calculator only. Okay, 855 plus 95 will be 950. Correct. So this is cancelled as 9 times. Okay, so P is turning out to be 9 into 100 multiplied by 5 divided by 3. So total profit is equal to rupees 1500. Just check out the value once. It is rupees 1500. Rupees 1500. Correct answer, Chandan Kumar. So the total profit is rupees 1500. Right? Correct, everybody. The total profit is rupees 1500. All right. This is once again a reminder that, guys, very recently, that is just today, we have started the NIELIT classes for you. Spread this classes, everybody, guys, so that more students can join from the next upcoming classes. Okay. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, technical sessions, and every Saturday, exclusive aptitude session like today. Okay. And guys, one more thing. Okay, I'll share you the PDF of this. That is going to be password protected, and the password is interest. I will share you the PDF in my Telegram group. Okay, I shall also share you my Telegram link parallelly. I'll share you my Telegram link where you will find the PDF. Just a moment. All right. Yes, so this is my Telegram channel. You can join that and you can get the PDF of today and all other sessions taken by me and the updates of other classes also. The password for the PDF will be interest. You can note down so that only the students watching the video will be able to get the PDF, right? And I'll be seeing you next Saturday. So if I talk about the next Saturday, dear, if I talk about next Saturday, let us discuss one more application of percentage. Okay, but that is very important for NIELIT. In NIELIT previous year, this has been, okay, just approx 1 hour every day. This has been a very repeated question. Okay, from profit and loss. Okay, so this is important, especially for NIELIT. That is why I have not discussed this today, and I have decided to keep another session. So next Saturday, let us discuss profit and loss, all variety of questions relevant to the NIELIT level. Okay, guys, and guys, yes, coffee with concept series. Okay, coming up twice for you. For computer science, every Tuesday and Saturday. For ECEIN, every Wednesday and Sunday. That means tomorrow is Sunday and tomorrow is 19th March. Tomorrow, first video, coffee with concepts you are going to get. All right, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel where you're watching this session. Right, also guys, UPSC result, GATE results, everything is out. So if you're selected, if you have got good performance, share your results and avail amazing benefits. Okay guys, that's it from my side. Okay, thank you. Stay safe. We'll see you next Saturday in the NIELIT classes. Now Monday, Satya Sir is going to take programming classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, same time 7 p.m. Do not forget to join Satya Sir live. Bye bye guys.